So the question is, how are you doing today? Really, how are you doing? You know how they say that people will ask you how you're doing, but they don't really want to know? Or it's just kind of like a passing phrase, and most of the time people don't really get into it. So I'm just wondering, how are you really doing? All right, so I don't have anybody in the chat right now, but I did have a little time. So I'll just wait and see if anybody is going to hop in this afternoon and check and see how folks are doing. So, of course, here in the US right now, politics is a big deal. ICE is a big deal. Inclement weather is a big deal. What else is going on? And just to emphasize how big the political landscape is an issue right now, there was a big, I guess I would say sort of, protests, of course, protests against things that are going on within the government, mainly the president and his choices. I don't even know if I would call them policies. But yeah, mainly those things. But yeah, at the Grammys, there was somewhat of a public outcry amongst the celebrities having to do with ICE. So yeah. So hello, if you're stopping by. So I had more of a question than a monologue. I want to know how you're doing. Hi. Okay, so it's Emma H7T. You have anything that you want to share about how you're feeling about? I don't know if you're in the U.S., but even if you're not, um, anything you want to share about politics, anything that's going on. Just kind of wondering how people are feeling. What's going on? What's going on with you in your life? How are you doing? Really? How are you doing, really? Let's talk about it. Okay, you're in the US. And yeah, if you have time, you can't hear me? Let me log into another system and see. Okay, so you can hear me. So, okay, if you're coming in, skincare lover girly, hello. Okay, great. I may need to raise my apparatus here and speak a little bit more directly. So skincare lover girly says you don't like rude people. Me either. Me either. Well, I guess I don't like that they're being rude. Um, you know. But yeah. So what's going on? How are y'all feeling about life right now? However things are going for you. Um, People just need to be kind and loving. Yes, that I totally agree. That would be so nice if we could get back to that mindset. Um, I feel like we've lost that mindset and we've gone into another type of a mindset that has people thinking that they need to be radical and rude. And so, oh, thanks for subscribing, Emma. Yeah, and so, yeah, if we could somehow, some way, just kind of let you know how much leadership is has an effect and an influence on people. Um, because, I had, and I don't, this is not a channel about dreams or fortune telling or anything like that. So don't get that idea. But I had a dream or a thought as I was kind of waking up in the middle of the night, and it had something to do with people being on edge. Let's see, it's got to come back to me a little bit. So one thought that was there kind of in my mind was that I don't know if you all have ever heard this saying about crabs in a bucket. And people will talk about the crab in a bucket like as if people don't want to see you access higher levels, go higher, grow, and so and like people will pull you back down. And I guess another thought that was in my mind was about how sometimes on social media people will get really obsessed with somebody that's doing well on social media, and they will, start to try to find the person and start to try to, get the person in trouble in different ways and stuff like that. And so then the next thought was that, yeah, that's because, it might be somebody that just, has a small following, but it's mostly going to be happening with people that have a large following. And it's mostly going to be out of jealousy. And so back to the crabs in the bucket type thing. And why would anybody be jealous? Well, you'd be jealous because the person is reaching, success there, or you think they are. you think, it's thought. The thought is that they're doing better, they're getting higher, they're obtaining things that somebody else may want. And so the underlying reason that they would be, that this mentality, would be pushing them to find the person and do harm, damage them in some kind of way, it would have to be because of jealousy, some level of jealousy and envy. And then the thought was, yeah, because you don't really see that people that are not obtaining levels of success, whatever that looks like to the person that is setting out to cause harm. And so, yeah, that was just something that was kind of, I don't know where it came from, because I was thinking that when I woke up, but it was like the next thought was, what, when that saying comes up of there being like crabs in a bucket, what most people never have thought of, and I don't think I have either, you never really kind of think about, where did this bucket come from? Where'd the bucket come from, and who put all the crabs in there in the first place? Why why are the crabs even in the bucket? So why do people, why are people limited? Why do people feel limited? And what's causing people to be so limited to where, they have to, or they feel the need to reach up and grab and pull somebody else down. Um, find a reason to do something, adverse to somebody else. What's causing that person to feel the need to have to do that? Why are they feeling so limited? Why do they feel like they have to reach up and pull somebody else down? And who is causing this limited environment? That's the thing that I feel like people don't really think about, is where'd the bucket come from in the first place? So sorry, let me do something real quick. So yeah, like I said, I don't know why, I don't know where that thought process was coming from, but that's the train of thought I was on, probably about, I don't know, 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. um, so yeah. All right, so do I have any takers about how people are feeling? What's going on with you? How are you really doing? In the world that we're living in right now? And have you had any revelations about it? I know I've had a lot of revelations about certain things. Certain things right now, as I think most people have, as we have, not everything from the Epstein files by far, but as we've been getting the information that we have been getting from the Epstein files, and you're looking at these people in government, people in business at high levels, and you're seeing how they're living, and you're juxtaposing it to how you're expected to live versus all the things that they're actually doing. It feels like a game with our lives, as you look at what is actually going on with these people that are so powerful in different ways, in different, in business, in government, people that have a direct effect upon our lives, and to just to see how they actually live, the way they actually think about us and like the public at large. It's a trip. It actually, I don't know how you couldn't do some extra deep thinking as some of these things come out. Let's see. Vipu. Ooh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Let me try to pronounce this. It's Vipulon and Sorrow. So I don't know. Some of these, some of the screen names. Oh, okay, Mr. Have to try to say it to myself first. Oh, Vipule. Okay. Hi. Thank you for stopping in. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing as well as could be expected at such a time as this. So, yeah, thanks for stopping in. Hello, Joel. Yep, how are you doing? I want to know how you guys are doing, how you're feeling. What's going on with you? How are you really doing? I don't know you, and probably nobody else does either, so you could actually, give us a little tidbit. Let us know what's going on with you. Okay. Vipule, all good. Morning is great. Okay, good. That's really good. That's really good to hear. Sound like you're in high spirits, good. That's great. Yeah, just kind of here, wanting to. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Just thinking about all the things that are happening in the world that I live in. Are you in the United States, Vipule? And am I saying that right? God grace. Yes, I am. Yeah. In New York. Oh, cool. Really cool. I am more so in the South. Way south of New York. Hmm. So yeah, just very interesting. Very, very interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I do think that somebody needs to just be able to talk about how they're doing. Yep. And normally, I'm going to say in years past, I haven't really been a person that consumed a lot of news and basically just kind of kept up on the feeling of what was going on politically, like the high level overview of what was going on politically. But this time, I haven't been able to keep up just overview wise. I keep up like every day, almost all day. I'm kind of checking to see what's going on. And so, yeah, I'm very concerned about where we are politically. I'm concerned right now about our next election. Let's see. Yes, as an immigrant, it's getting worse day by day. Okay, so you're an immigrant. And yes, it is. It's very concerning. Very concerning. Yep. What is your home? Well, I'm not going to say home country. What is your birth country? Because I would imagine your home here, this is your home country. India, okay. All right, cool. For the last 7 years, I'm in the States. Okay. Yeah, college and then job. Okay. Hey. Hi, Shirley 007. How you doing, sis? How are you? Thanks for stopping in. I had a little time, so I thought I would get in here and just see how is everybody doing. Or, of course, not everybody, but somebody. Working hard. Yeah, me too. I had some downtime. So I said, well, I hadn't done a live like this in a little bit. And I didn't really have anything in particular to talk about. I'm kind of, you know, not prepared to react to anything or anything like that. So I'm just checking to see how are people doing? How are you feeling? So much going on. There's so much going on. So giving a listening ear right now. So yeah, we're talking about immigration, ICE, all things political. We had that super cold snap, caused people to be in for a little bit. That was crazy. I was going to the store a couple of times to try to make sure that we had food so we wouldn't have to venture out onto the ice. And it was like COVID. Oops, probably not supposed to say that on here, but it was like the C-19 again, the way people cleared out the grocery stores. So hopefully we won't have another hard winter thing like that again. I don't mind the winter, but those sheets of ice on the street, and it was really, really dangerous. Some people lost their lives. People got hurt really bad. Let's see, Shirley 007. I really wish they would stop this ice stuff. Man, I do too. Yeah, the winter storm was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then I heard somebody say it was geo something having to do with, like, maybe it was geo engineered. And I was like, oh my gosh, I guess maybe they can do stuff like that, because it just so happened to start when everybody knew that that big protest was going to be happening. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that awful that that's where we are in the United States right now? That's where we are. Yeah, one day I went out and one day I went out and I drove really, 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 really slow to Whataburger because I have a child that's he thinks he can't just, completely eat home cooked food like day after day after day. So, so I had to go to Whataburger one day, but I was like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna creep up there, and then that's it for you with the fast food. Shirley, you just hear Sonya now with her dumb theories. Yeah, that wasn't who said that. It definitely wasn't her. I don't listen to anything that she says. Um, but you know what? Was it my child? Somebody said that, and I was like, that can be done, but they have satellites all up in the atmosphere and stuff like that. So I guess you can't put it past them. I don't know. If I'm not well versed on a subject, I try not to talk on it too much because I don't like to just, get out there and talking about things I don't know about. I did. I cooked as much and encouraged as many bowls of cereal, TV dinners, cooked meals, breakfast meals. I already cooked dinner almost every day, but I tried it, but at a point he was gonna try to go himself because he drives. I was like, no, I'll go. You definitely can't just get out there and drive on the ice. I will go. So cereal is your go-to. You know what? I've never liked milk. I use it for certain, whatever recipes and stuff, but I think my kids don't like milk that much. I have one that does, but they don't like it that much, and I think it's because they never had to just eat it so much because I didn't like it, so I didn't give them bowls of cereal all the time. Let's see. What are you saying, Vipule? Minneapolis news. Is there something going on right now? Oh, I wish I had all-wheel drive. I wish I had all-wheel drive. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to shut the live down. My little break time is over. I think I've been locked out of the systems that I'm supposed to be in, and I think they might be back up and running. But if they're not, I need to try to get back in here. If they're not, I will get back in and try to get some more conversation going on how everybody is doing. I think we need to know. I think we need to talk about it. I think we need to release some pent up concerns. I won't say worry or anxiety, but I know, lots of people are concerned. So anyway, I'll be back. If not sooner, then later, and we'll resume this conversation. And if you don't mind, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.